lot better than last year.
That's true.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen of the media, we have with us from Riverview, head coach Bureau of Justice players, Haley Payne, Trista Lester, Callie Morgan. Coach, just some opening thoughts and some questions.
Well, we felt like we obviously turned the ball over too much. Again, we was concerned about their quick hands. And again, we thought in the first half that they turned us over quite a bit there that led to easy points in transition. And then we had some thoughts on how to box out the big girl, but she proved to be exceptional. I heard that Coalbank had set the rebounding record, which lasted, I guess, half a game or something before it got broken again. So that hats off to her for a great game, and again that she is a force inside.
Side is kind of an advantage for you guys. Is it one of those things where on film it looks one way and then once you get out there it's a little bit different? Or?
Yeah, I talked to a few coaches. We had about 10 other games, and again that the common theme was that they're better than what they look on film. And again, I made the comment the other day that Cameron is still yet young, but they're young and they're a team that's been the state runners up. So again, there's a lot of experience over there, even though they're freshmen and sophomores. Again, from the size point of view, that we usually give people a hard time with our size because we've got the big guards, but we don't have that, true 6-footer inside again like they do. And again, they had the two opposite ends. That they had the small guard that was a very good point and 0. And then the big inside 44. And, the thing that we've done so well this year that our forward size has given people a lot of troubles. Today, they're more traditional size with a true point and a true center, absolutely gave us trouble.
Coach, is there any way to get ready for that kind of size and that kind of game before you see it?
Well, my coaches had tried to simulate it. But when you're playing against men, it's different. And again, we hadn't seen anybody like that all year. Again, that Summers County has the Harvey girl, and she's probably 5'11", but she's not nearly as big and as strong as what Van Tassel is. Last year that we played Tug Valley with May, and that people would argue that May is what Tug Valley was missing this year. So in single A, that if you've got a 6'2" girl that can move as good as she can, then that can cause a lot of trouble for people.
Coach, what does an experience of being at the state tournament 2 years in a row do for your team, for the girls who will be coming back?
Well, we're, to be here once is special. To be here now, in back-to-back years. Again, that for our county and for our school, that's a huge accomplishment. We'd like to make it a every year event, of course. We have two seniors. Allie down here actually has been here 3 straight years because she was at Westside as a sophomore. So it's a odd thing, I guess. But she's been on the trip a couple of times, and then Haley and Trista, back-to-back years, and hopefully again we can make it a 3rd year next year with a slightly different outcome.
For any of the girls, what were some of the difficulties for Cameron's defensive pressure? Why were they able to kind of turn the ball over?
Well, the big girl, anytime that we would shoot, she would just make sure she got the rebound, so we could never rely on putbacks or anything. And if you ended up with her, you could go around her, but if they switched and you ended up on her, there's no way you can shoot on her.
Trista, you looked a little upset there in the 3rd and the 4th quarter, like things weren't going your way today. Is that just motivation for next year for you?
It's kind of hard being named first team All-State last year, and this year I've been on and off. I had COVID and I had to get inhaler, and it's hard coming back. And then I got concussion earlier in the season, so I've been on and off trying to get started. and then I finally get started, and then I came up here, and my height and then where they're so little trying to dribble, and their just hands is swiping in easier.
For Allie, your senior season, just being able to make it to state, maybe not the outcome you wanted, but what has this meant to you?
Well, I know how the seniors felt last year because I was trying to keep it together the whole time, but I couldn't. So, yeah. But I hope they come back next year. I thought the third time up here was going to be the one, but, you know.
Haley, how much more motivation does this give you guys? Because you've been here before, you've been a couple times on the not so good end, and hopefully, in your mind, next year,
Well,
a different outcome.
Well, I didn't get to play last year. I got to come up here, but I was ineligible, so it just gave me more motivation. And after losing today, it just gave me more motivation to work harder and get here next year and win.
Krista, how does the team that you played today, Cameron, match up against other teams you played this year or the last couple of years?
Cameron, we ain't played many teams that do man-to-man. There might be a team every here and there. And what hurt us is they had a really big girl that outdid our height, and then we had short girls on our tall guards. So it was like a mixed match where we was just in the middle and we couldn't really size up or size down. Allie Allie was their height, so she's the only one that had the advantage on dribbling. But they're a really good defense team, and if they feed 44 inside, they could do it all night if they wanted.
Allie, how did it feel for you to be matched up against number 44 today?
Oh, well, I was trying to get up there and get the rebound, but no. I was trying to jump, but she just get it from me. I just couldn't do it.
We had started the game with a little junk defense where we was going to switch Tristan and Allie to come down and, try to front Van Tassel. And, I don't know if Cameron had a spy in our room or whatever, but it seemed like they had that figured out pretty quick, which now, again, the people's probably tried to do it to her all year. We had scratched that about mid-first quarter, and, we went to some zone, and then we, was kind of stuck playing man to see if we could try to scrap back into it.
I feel like they knew our offense because every time we would run
They would
somewhere, they would
switch.
already
They just
know
already
where
know
we
where
was
he's
going.
going.
They
They were
knew.
one step ahead the whole time.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Coach, ladies, thank y'all very much.
Appreciate it.
For you all.
Haley, I bet.
Can I take my water?
Getting goofy.
Kenzie Clutter and Macy Neely. Coach, congrats on the win. Just some opening thoughts and good work.
Thank you. We very proud of the girls. We came down, with we had a little bit of experience because we were here last year. It didn't end the way that we wanted it to last year, so hopefully we can get back to Saturday, one win at a time. Today, I thought the girls played great. Now we need to focus on Thursday.
Questions for
Ashley, you and Katie play together on the Dragons. And
Yeah.
obviously, you know, she just had set the rebound record, and then it doesn't even stand for a game. How excited are you to see her on Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
You know, it's going to be a great matchup, and I'm excited to play with her, see what we can do.
She didn't know that she had broke the record.
I was gonna ask, so that's my follow-up.
Yeah, I got blindsided, and I cried on national television, so I guess it all works out.
How do you kind of put that into words? I mean, just the feeling of not only winning the game, but also having something like that too.
I was like really confused at first because they pulled me off, and then our coach Giuliano was like hyping me up, like just like going crazy. And I was like, "What happened? What happened?" And my mom comes over and it's like she's crying. I was like, "What happened?" She's like, "You just broke the record." And I was like, "What?" And I just start crying.
Do you know, Alexis? Have you followed? You know, what's it like to? I mean, she went pro for crying out loud, and here you are grabbing 31 boards and breaking one of her records. You know, is it something you could believe would happen?
She's so humble.
How do you kind of compare this season coming into this first game to last season being your first last year?
I think like last year we had better like team. I don't know how to say it.
Like
Our
first game down here last year versus the first game down here this year.
Yeah.
She's speechless.
Kenzie, defensively, you guys were all over them. What'd you see? They said in the interview, they said that it was like you guys knew what they were going to do before they did it. Was that just a compliment? Did they give you guys, were they giving away anything? Were you guys just that much prepared for this game?
We stay pretty prepared. Like, our coaches watch a lot of film, cut everything down, and give us a scouting report. And I just thought we switched picks really well and got in the passing lanes.
Ashlyn, you were on fire on the boards early. You went to the half with 21 rebounds. Was there something specifically that you were able to exploit other than you were taller than them, or what was it that just kind of gave you the edge?
They would shoot the ball and I'd get great position and I'd just grab the rebound.
Macy, when she's kind of rebounding like that underneath, does that give you guys as shooters more confidence to kind of just let it fly?
Yeah.
We tell the girls all the time, don't be scared to take an open shot, because we have Ashlyn, she's great for putbacks, great for rebounds, great for putting it back in the basket. But, I have enough confidence in these girls that if they do take our inside game away, the girls, we have several that can shoot from the outside. And when they're knocking them down, if they do take the outside or the inside away, that's a bonus for us. But if we aren't, then we have Ashlyn underneath to rebound.
Gotcha. They did have a lot of size going into the game. I mean, was that a concern for you guys? Because, it was Ashlyn, but it also looked like they might have matched up a little bit better.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We, with a lot of scouting and stuff, we knew that they were bigger than us. We knew that they were going, they played that high 2-3 zone, and when they spread out, they take up a lot of space. And we knew that we were going to have to find the gaps, get the ball to the middle. And I think the girls executed really well, going in knowing that we were a lot smaller. But I had all the confidence in the world in my guards. Their scrappy defense just, I think we caused 29 turnovers, and that's something that's very credible and something to be proud of.
Gotcha. Last thing for me, what was it like watching from the bench as Ashlyn just rebound after rebound after rebound? What was it like from a coach's
it's anymore. I tell her it's a given. You need to get the rebound. Just pride. And her mom is one of the assistant coaches, and just the pride that she shows on the bench. I mean, we're all so proud of her. But just. I expect it, I expect her, even when she puts it up and she doesn't make it, 9 times out of 10, she gets her own board, puts it back up and puts it in. And that's something that, you can't coach that. That's just something that's a natural instinct, and she has the basketball knowledge to do.
Their coach had talked about they thought you might have had a spy in their locker room because they tried to throw some junk defenses at her to stop her. And they thought thought it might be something that you've seen this year? Was that pretty accurate assessment of what happened, or?
I think in the beginning they were doubling down a little bit on her, but I think our guards were just creating so much. I think we hit an early three, and we had to pull their defense out a little bit and off of Ashlyn. And towards the end of the game, our guards were getting the ball inside really well. Ashlyn had her girl sealed, and we were getting it in. And then if they doubled her, she kicked it back out. And Macy had a couple threes, Kenzie had a couple threes. So that's the inside-out game. That's what we like.
Macy, you had 8 steals tonight. What can you kind of say about your first state tournament experience?
Oh, it was fun. Sorry.
You're a freshman. What have your teammates and your coaches told you about keeping your composure here in the tournament?
She's not much of a public speaker.
Kenzie, tell me what the team talked to the freshmen about, those girls on your team who've never been up here before.
I mean, you just got to keep your head and you got to stay with the game. And when you turn it over, cause a foul or miss a shot, you just got to stay with it.
Dig deep and get the next one, right, girls?
Yeah.
Coach Riverview, known for playing aggressively, what does it tell the rest of the field here about the toughness of your team, what you were able to do today?
I think that the rest of the field need to be aware that we're not going to back down no matter how physical or how aggressive a team is. I tell the girls every time before a game they need to be mentally and physically tough. And today I told them they needed to be especially physically tough because we knew how aggressive Riverview was. I think the same for Tucker. They're pretty aggressive. Their guards are quick and they're aggressive and going to get after the basketball. So our girls are going to have to step up and be equally aggressive.
Ashlyn, is there any more pride in offensive rebounding as opposed to total rebounding? 20 of your 31 rebounds, I think, were on the offensive end.
Because usually when I get an offensive rebound, I get it like a putback, so it ends up in a score every time. Usually every time I have an offensive rebound.
Any further questions? Coach, ladies, thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You keep that. Okay. Thank you.
After y'all win it all, there you go.
Hey, there we
My
go.
head off.
Are you all right?
Off this. I'm gonna hit my head off the ceiling.
Don't be so tall next time, Ashlyn. Jeez. Goodness.